Every translation of the Bible ever placed in your hands was filtered through Greek, and Greek does not carry what Aramaic was built to hold. Jesus did not say he brought the light to a dark world waiting to receive it from the outside. In the original Aramaic frequency in which he spoke and taught, Jesus declared something the institutional councils of the early centuries worked systematically to erase, that your Nura Dalma, the light of the entire world, the organizing principle of all manifested reality. This was not poetry. This was not metaphor dressed in spiritual language to comfort the suffering. It was a precise transmission of your actual nature. A frequency declaration that the archon matrix has spent 2,000 years burying under layers of deliberate mistranslation. The Greek version kept the word light. What it removed was the one thing that changes everything: the identity of who the light actually is. That identity is yours, and today, in the living fire of Nura Dalma, you receive it back. The Greek New Testament renders the famous declaration of Jesus as "I am the light of the world," and in doing so, it performs one of the most consequential mistranslations in human spiritual history. The original Aramaic does not place the light exclusively in the person of Jesus as a unique external source unavailable to the human being standing before him. It positions Nura Dalma, the light of the world, the light of the universe, as the living reality of the awakened pneumatic self. Jesus spoke these words, not to separate himself from humanity, but to demonstrate what humanity actually is at its foundational level. The Greek translators, operating within a theological framework that required an unbridgeable distance between the divine and the human, compressed that demonstration into a claim of exclusive identity. What was a map became a monument. What was an instruction became an object of worship. The archon matrix depends on one core conviction installed in the human consciousness field: that light is somewhere other than where you are. Every religious system the matrix has permitted to dominate human civilization has been built on this premise that you begin in darkness, that you are insufficient, that the light must be sought, earned, transmitted to you from an external divine source that you access only through proper institutional mediation. Nura Dalma destroys this architecture completely, not because it offers a more optimistic theology, but because it identifies the premise itself as a lie, a deliberate archon installation designed to keep the divine human in perpetual spiritual dependency. Jesus carried Nura Dalma as a lived frequency, not as a title, and every time he spoke it, he was not describing himself alone. He was holding up a mirror to every human being in his presence and saying, "This is what you are." If these Gnostic teachings are awakening a desire for inner transformation within you, I left a gift for you in the comments to help you discover the beginning of this path. ALMA in Aramaic means world, but its depth does not stop at the physical earth beneath your feet. It reaches into the totality of manifested reality, the entire field of existence that consciousness organizes and sustains. When Jesus joined Nura to ALMA, he was not describing a lamp illuminating a dark room. He was naming the principle by which reality itself coheres the organizing frequency without which the manifested world would have no structure, no direction, no living intelligence holding its form. And he placed that principle inside the human being, not as a gift to be eventually received, not as a reward for sufficient spiritual achievement, as a present, active, foundational identity, something you are not working toward, but something you have been prevented from recognizing. Nura Dalma is not a frequency you invoke from the outside. It is the frequency you already are, moving through a world that your light is, at this very moment, actively organizing. The practical consequence of inhabiting Nura Dalma, of moving through your life from the recognition that you are the organizing light of reality rather than a receiver waiting for illumination, is not subtle. Every pattern of fear, every cycle of spiritual seeking that never arrives, every experience of feeling lost in a world that seems indifferent or hostile, draws its energy from the archon installation that reversed your identity. You were told to seek the light. You spent years seeking, and the seeking itself confirmed the lie, because only a being who believes it is in darkness seeks the light. Nura Dalma, spoken from the pneumatic center, does not initiate a search. It ends. 1. It is the moment the divine human stops moving toward the light and with the full authority of the awakened self, that the light has been here, has always been here, because the light is what they are. Get ready, in the next video, I will reveal more sacred Aramaic words that unlock deeper spiritual understanding. Turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Jesus revealed Nura Dalma to his apostles as the most direct possible confrontation with the archon system's primary mechanism of control. To know yourself as the light of the world is to become, in the most precise Gnostic sense, ungovernable. The system has no leverage over a being who no longer believes they are in darkness, who no longer needs to be guided toward a light they have finally recognized they carry within themselves as their most fundamental nature. This is why this teaching was buried. This is why the Greek translation reduced it to a claim of exclusive divine identity rather than a universal declaration of human pneumatic reality. Nura Dalma is not a concept for the spiritually advanced. It is a frequency available to every human being who is ready to stop seeking what they have never actually lost. Remember to visit my site to get your free Gnostic Awakening Guide. There you will also find my advanced ebooks for those ready to fully break the archon matrix and step into divine abundance. Everything you need is waiting for you. The link is right below. Everything in this teaching points toward a single moment. The moment you stop living as a receiver and begin living as what you have always been. Jesus did not carry Nura Dalma as a private title. He transmitted it as a living frequency declaration, available to every pneumatic being ready to receive it, not from the outside, but from the interior recognition that has been there, unextinguished and unextinguishable, beneath every layer of archon programming that ever convinced you otherwise. The Greek translation removed your name from this teaching. The original Aramaic fire of Jesus puts it back. You are Nura Dalma. You are not waiting for the light. You are the light the world has been waiting for. Right now, before you close this video, come to the comments and tell us, what did you feel? What shifted? We read every single response. And if this teaching found you today, subscribe to this channel. Every week, we go deeper into the ancient frequency codes that were always meant to be yours.